How do we draw people in without being drawn in? Okay, see, you're thinking Christianese thought. You're thinking Christian teaching. Because Christianity told you, you had a responsibility. It was your job, and if you didn't do it, people were going to burn in hell because you didn't go tell them. Right? And a lot of you felt really beat up and guilty, like you weren't doing enough. I've had people tell me they had friends that actually ended up suicidal because of it. They just felt like people were going to be doomed because they didn't do a job. That is not your job. None comes unless the Father draws. Listen to Do You Know the Father and the Son? They do the choosing. They do the opening of the eyes. They do the opening of the ears. They reveal themselves. Your job is to do what? Learn this stuff so that if somebody is drawn to you, you have a response. You have an answer. You have a way. And by the way, your best response initially is to point them to the teaching because you're not prepared yet. Remember, the teachings are designed to teach you 4 levels of understanding. You understand the material, number 1, so that you can do it, number 2, so you can defend it, number 3, and then at the 4th level, you can teach it. But you're going to have to really study the teachings. But if you want to be able to answer people's questions, you better know the subject matter well enough that you understand it, you can do it, you can defend it, and you can teach it. If you don't, there's a bigger fear that you should have. Don't worry about how do we draw them in. How do we not mess them up when they get drawn in? Because you're going to be responsible for teaching them wrong if you just spew out something you learned for 5 minutes and you only kind of half know. Or maybe you heard a teaching and you don't quote it correctly. Because trust me, I get quoted incorrectly all the time. How do I know? Because people will come back and ask me things about what I said that I clearly didn't say. They'll say, well, you know, Rabbi, when you said this, this, and this, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't say that. Because we're still filtering as we're receiving information through our filters. And so we're looking for and keying in on key words and key sentences to try to be, see, but wait, you might have missed the whole context and got it backwards. Let's not worry about drawing anybody. A lot of you found, you know how you got drawn? You found me on a sidebar in a YouTube video. So who drew you? He did. Okay, so it's not like, how do we draw? See, that's a Christianese thought. Like somehow it depends on us. It doesn't depend on us. He doesn't need you. He's giving you a blessed opportunity to be useful, but not in the way Christianity taught you. You know what your number 1 job is? And this will keep you busy all day and all night, figuring out how to walk this out and being an example. Do that. That'll keep you way busier than you could ever be trying to worry about drawing anybody. He's trying to draw you. Are you, just because you think you got it, have you really listened? Are you really been drawn? Are you paying attention? Are you doing the things you need to do? Have you figured out Deuteronomy 10:12? Hey, that is our mandate. And Moses said, and now Israel, what is Yahweh asking of you? But to fear him, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve him. Are you doing all that? Get that work done, and maybe he'll draw some people to you because you might be ready at that point. Don't worry about it now. Some of you out there already have Facebook pages that we're all filled with all of this stuff, and you all have little pretty pictures and Pinteresty type stuff that you post with all kinds of comments as if you're an expert now, and you've got blogs that you've already started because you've been doing this for 5 minutes, and you got a YouTube channel because you've been doing this for 5 minutes. You know, all of you guys need to just shut up. I'm sorry. You're just going to hurt you. I mean, this is for your own benefit. Don't take it wrong. Not because I'm picking on you. You're going to embarrass yourself, and you're going to be responsible and held responsible for teaching people what you only partially know. I'm sorry, but if you've been doing this just for a little while and you just recently came out of Christianity, you are not qualified, and you certainly don't want the burden of responsibility of being wrong. You're excited and you want to share all this stuff, but you know what? Why don't you wait till you actually learn it? Oh, but I understand it. No, you don't. Okay, I've been doing this longer than almost all of you, if not all of you, and I'm learning every day. If you don't understand everything I put out, you certainly don't know everything. You're not ready. You got to learn stuff before you teach stuff. Not just know a little bit of information. See, a lot of you have some new information you're excited about. That's great. I'm glad you're excited about it. You know what you need to do with it? Use it. Apply it. Figure it out. Don't be so quick to share it. How about do it? And then let your light so shine before men. Let them see you walking this out. Let them see Yeshua in you. Because I promise you, some of you have been doing this for 3 years and 4 years and 5 years. This year, even this year, in the next 12 months, you'll realize something that you already were doing all this time wasn't exactly right, even though you thought you made the right adjustments. And next year, you'll learn some more. And the next year, you'll learn some more. Some of you didn't come to this until you were in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. And guess what? You came to realize, wow, I didn't realize what I didn't know. Do you want to make that same mistake? Because some of you made that mistake, were all embarrassed about it, upset about it, and felt deceived and everything, and got angry with the church system and all whatever. But you're making the same mistake if you're running around shooting off your mouth about the stuff you only know a little bit about. So please, for your sake, because I care about you, stop doing that. Because it says in the scripture, in the word, that there's a double judgment on the teacher. That you are going to be held accountable if anybody listens to you. That's why there's questions I don't answer. I only answer things that I'm willing to be responsible for. Because I understand that verse very well. Okay, next question.